Donald Trump, according to his critics, is pushing the buttons of white supremacists and white nationalists with his language.
I think you're missing something there. The fact is, no one is a white supremacist. I don't know anyone who would identify with that term. I've never met anyone who wants to have supreme lordship over other races or engage in slavery.
Richard, is David Duke one of those people?
No. I've met David Duke. He's not a white supremacist, no.
Are you serious? Wait a minute. A former Klan leader, not a white supremacist?
I think we're having a semantic problem here.
No, we're not. We're actually saying a white supremacist believe that whites are superior to anybody else. David Duke has said that repeatedly, over and over and over again.
Well, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for others. We do not believe that whites are superior to everyone else, that they should lord over everyone else. We believe that white people are unique. We have a heritage that is traced back to Europe. We are a distinct people that has had an historical experience. We're a distinct people that has certain myths, a certain worldview, and genetics is certainly a strong aspect of that. We are identitarians in the same way that I think you are an identitarian for black people. Your black identity, your African identity, your African heritage is something that is extremely important to you. It's more important than some little, tax policy or foreign policy. It's the most vital, essential thing in your life. That's what it is for me. That's what it is for tons of other people who are identitarians or are part of the alt-right. In terms of Donald Trump retweeting white supremacists, if you call it, he's not retweeting white supremacists. He's retweeting the alt-right or identitarians. The fact is, we have a movement. We have a movement that puts out great material, and he's retweeting good material. That's what's going on.
So let me ask you this question. So when you look at what's happening in America, you look at power, when you look at income, when you look at who holds position of power, white folks have had it pretty good in America. What are whites scared of? When I read these pieces and I hear whites scared of this demographic shift, when I hear folks say, how tough it's been for white men economically in the past 20 years, it's a lot things have been pretty good for white folks in America for a long time.
Yes, this has been a white country. America has been a white country that has a white ruling class. That's changed dramatically. I think what so many white people view is that we are going to become a minority in this country by, say, 2040 or 2050. If you look at what's going on in communities that aren't very wealthy amongst white people, there's a tremendous amount of pain. There's a tremendous amount of breakups of families, of drug use, and so on. Whites view realistically what's happening to their world. We are losing power. We are losing our country. You can't claim on the one hand that America was a white nation and then claim that what are you worried about?
You say we're losing our country. How is it your country?
America was created by Europeans. It was the first Immigration Act of 1790, basically restricted immigration to white people. White people have predominated. We've informed the culture. We've informed political institutions. Our political institutions are effectively European political institutions. America was a white country. Whether it's going to be that in the future, I'm not so sure.
So when you say America was a white country, the reality is, but America has had other folks in the country who those same whites have oppressed. Whether you talk about Native Americans, whether you talk about enslaving of black folks as well. And so while whites like yourself enjoyed the fruits of that labor, it was labor that was free, labor that was stolen, labor that was abused. And so when you talk about switching from that country, well, maybe it's called, you know what? We helped build it. We actually built it. So you're going to have to share it. So why are white folks afraid when the reality is people of color have been here and you're going to have to learn how to share power? Why does that make whites afraid when you had a pretty good run for a long time and it's not like you're going away in the next couple of years?
Why is this good? Why would anyone want that? Most people want countries that are defined by their race or even their ethnicity or their linguistic group. That's what we want.
Wait a minute. You're saying, wait a minute, America is a melting pot. So you're saying, why is that bad?
It was
Really?
a melting pot of Europeans for some time, and Europeans unquestionably melted together to form an American culture. But the fact is, look, you're basically saying our chickens are coming home to roost. I actually might agree with you there. I think slavery was an absolute disaster, morally speaking, and in terms of its implications. The fact is, you can't argue that your chickens are come home to roost. It. White people are going to have. We want a future. We want a future in which we determine our destiny.
No, but Richard, here's the deal. You have a future. No, here's the deal.
Do you want to share Africa with Europeans?
No, here's
first of all, the Japanese want to share Japan with the Chinese or with the Germans?
Richard, Africans have had to share. You forget, Europeans control Africa up until many of those countries gained their independence in late 50s and 60s. So guess what?
Exactly.
Africa has been shared by Europeans. But here's the piece here, and this is what's important. Without black folks, you don't have an America. Without slavery, you don't even have an income system. Without slavery, the 13 colonies dies economically. So I would say you should be saying to African Americans, I'm sure glad y'all were here. America does not become an economic superpower without black folks.
I don't agree with you with that historical claim in the slightest bit.
Richard,
I wish we never had slavery.
How broke
slavery is a wound on this nation, and I totally
Richard.
I do not think it made us an economic superpower at all.
Richard, without cotton,
without slavery.
Richard, America controlled 91% of the cotton that was bought in the world. Read the book King Cotton. Who supplied that cotton? Cheap, free labor from slaves. So Richard, you don't have money without slavery. You're a broke nation.
No, slave masters undoubtedly benefited from slavery. That does not mean it's a good thing. There are many other countries that became extremely wealthy that did not have African slaves. I mean, in this time, in the late 19th century, Germany was a tremendous power in terms of scientific advancement, industrial advancement.
But they weren't number one.
Slaves. You don't need African slaves to become a superpower. I wish America had taken a different route, and we'd never done this terrible thing, which is the enslavement of Africans.
Well, here's the deal, Richard. Here's the reality. Okay? Mm-hmm. We ain't going anywhere. Now, here's the piece. And just like white nationalists and white supremacists have been saying, you're more than welcome to go back to Europe. You're more than welcome to go back. But I'm going to tell you right now, African Americans, we're not going anywhere. We built this country. We're going to benefit from this country. Latinos, not going anywhere. So, Richard, you're going to have to learn how to scoot over and share the country, because guess what? We ain't turning back.
Do you think that we can reach some common ground in the sense that mass immigration does not benefit whites, and it certainly does not benefit African Americans?
Actually, I can tell you this, Richard. White folks were immigrants. That was mass immigration. That benefited white Americans pretty good, didn't it?
It's not the same people coming over now. We don't have waves of Italians, waves of Germans coming in.
Did those white early settlers, did they immigrate to America? Were they immigrants?
Some of them were frontiersmen. Some of them were settlers.
No, Richard.
Undoubtedly, there were some immigrants, yes.
Didn't those white folks get on a boat and leave somewhere else to come here? They were not born in America.
It's a non sequitur. It's just a non sequitur.
Here's what I'm saying, Richard.
Just because there were immigrants in the past doesn't mean that we want immigrants in the future. Secondly, the immigrants that are coming now are predominantly Hispanic. They're actually predominantly Mexican. It's a different population who bring a different culture, a different worldview.
Yeah,
so there's no reason why something happens in the past. It's like something happens in the 18th or 19th century, and then you conclude, therefore, all of this wouldn't happen.
Hey, Richard.
It doesn't happen that way. There's no historical guilt that we have to expiate or something.
Got a question.
It's just like we have to look at this going forward.
I tell you this here, Richard.
Beneficial for whites or blacks.
I tell you this, Richard. Without those other cultures, you don't have an America. Without the other cultures of food and music and dance and all of that, you don't have any of that. And so, again, whites are going to have to learn how to share some power. I know it's tough. I know it's hard for a lot of white folks right now. But trust me, y'all have had a really good run, and it's been good for you. what you got to share right now. Thank you for you coming on TV1, Richard.
Is going to be amazing once we get beyond thinking that we have to share things with
you got to share.
Believe me.
You got to share. You got to share. It's all good.
That's not really what we're into. We don't.
Richard, you might not be in.
We like to triumph. We like greatness. Sharing. Richard, that's losers.
Well, guess what? Guess what, Richard? You better start practicing it because it's going to happen. Thanks so much.
Are we going to go to space? Are we going to? Are we going to?
Yeah, we will.
Explore the world through.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. Because I tell you right now. I tell you right now, Richard. If something ever happens with your heart, you better thank Charles Drew, a black man, for to come to blood plasma. So trust me. Guess what, Richard? There were people of African descent who were inventing things long before white folks existed in Europe. Because if you do your DNA, it actually traces back to the motherland. So it's all good, Richard. It's going to be good for white folks, too. I appreciate you coming on. We'll have you back.
Hey, Shalom Makiam. First off, I want to say Tawada, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and honor to you brothers out there that's doing the truth and sincerity and waiting on our Lord Yahweh Shai. As you see in the video, it's an interview of the typical Edomite, the typical red so-called white devil, all right, and their mind state. And as you see in the video, his mind state was basically like, look, I don't want to share. Look, we didn't really need you guys to, to build America. We could have built America without you guys. Just a typical slimy, messed up spirit, all right? So I'm going to go through some points based on what that devil said, all right? And I'm going to go through just a couple scriptures and just talk about a couple points, okay? The first point, he says, no one is a white supremacist. He's never heard of a white supremacist, nor does any race want to lordship or rule over another race. Now that's a damn lie. Okay, that's a bold-faced lie. All right, he knows it's a lie, but the devil is going to be the devil. So let me go through a scripture real quick. This is Psalms 58, verse 3, and it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Because they have been taught to lie and just continue to run with the world they have stolen. Okay? Basically, they're freaking, what do you call it? They're basically just on the run, man. They're vagabond on the run, all right? They did all these crimes as a race of people, okay? And they passed down the inheritance of those crimes to the children and those children's children. And as a result, you get, read it again, the wicked are estranged from the womb. From the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. They're trained to continue the lie for generations and generations and generations. And key word, it says the wicked. Now, when you go to Job 9:24, it says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Okay? And it says he covereth the faces of the judges. All right? The prophets, the Lord. Changed him from being a so-called Negro, okay, brown-skinned, to being a pale face. Okay? Who did that? Who's ruling the world? So that's clear and cut and dry. All right? So that wicked is talking about a wicked seed. Okay? Not just an average person being wicked, whether he be so-called black, an Arab, an African, a Chinese. No, he's talking about the seed of the wicked. Okay? Read it one more time. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay? Speaking lies. All right? Now I'm going to go to another point that he mentioned in the video, the Edomite. Okay? He says, white people are a unique race, okay? And they have certain unique genetics, okay? And they do. They are. He's totally right. They are a unique race, and they have a certain unique genetic makeup of the soul, okay? And that is the serpent that beguiled Eve, okay? The serpent, that same spirit that became Cain, okay? And that spirit of Cain became Esau, which are the Edomites, which is the so-called white race today, okay? So they are unique. Why? Because the Lord created them to be the devil. He created them to be an evil, slimy being on earth, man, to play the wicked part in the Lord's will, okay? He's playing the bad guy. So he's going to fulfill the will because the Most High God, Yahweh, which is the Most High name, all right, his will is perfect. So if he says it's going to happen, it's going to, whatever he says is going to come to pass is going to come to pass. One of those things where it was going to be a wicked race on earth, okay, that the spirit was going to be the spirit of Satan. They were going to be the physical counterpart of Satan, okay? And if you read in Romans, I'm not going to get it, but if you read in Romans 9, chapter 13, okay, on down, it tells you about how he loved Jacob and hate Esau, and that he created Esau, okay, to prop him up, just to take him down, like he allowed ancient Pharaoh to prop up, just to take him down through his power, okay, that he created him to be a wicked race, and that he can't change it because it's the Lord's will, okay? All you brothers, you know them scriptures, all right? Now, let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right, it's not upright, meaning because the Most High created a certain spirit, okay, in that seed, in that particular seed, okay, which is the so-called white race today. That's why they're evil. That's why they act like they ain't done nothing, okay? They don't blink when they shed your blood, okay, with no cause at all, just because they just want to, okay? They get off. They get off just like these movies, man. They get off on just like blood, like the Purge, okay? The latest Purge, okay, which I watched the other day, so it's kind of fresh in my head. They were on that movie. They were getting off, and they were like, man, like body was shaking in joy to shed blood. Okay, now that's how they did us. Okay, and you can see it in those pictures, those old pictures. Okay, that's captured, and you can see the spirit within the spirit within those pictures, man. Like you can see it in their eyes, man, where their spirit is there, and it's showing you that they're the devil, and they're just here to shed blood, and that's it. Shed blood and take over and conquer. Okay. So read that again. Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Right. It's not right. It's a wicked spirit. But it says, but the just shall live by faith. Who are the just? The Israelites. Not anybody thinking they can be just. No, it's speaking of a seed. It goes back to Jacob and Esau, which are the stars of the Most High's will. Okay, we always say the Most High's movie that he is the director of. Okay, the bad guys Esau, the good guys Jacob. So the just is Jacob, which his name got changed to Israel. Okay, which are the Israelites, which makes up the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay, Esau, which name got changed to Edom, which are the Edomites, which are the so-called white race today. Okay, whether you over here in the Americas or whether you over there in the UK, Russia, etc. Okay, all of them make up the Edomites today. All right. Now, I got another point. Well, it says, well, this is what Roland brought up. He said, it's been good for you white folks for a long time. That's what he said, and it has. Why? Because it's their kingdom. It's obvious it's their kingdom, man. They've been ruling and ruling and ruling, okay, and enjoying the land, enjoying the fattest places on the land, okay. But what people don't realize, and what that Edomite, okay, that devil in the video don't realize, is that this was your blessing, man. So though you don't want to share, okay, and you feel like America is coming to an end, which it is, okay, not just him, he just a face right now, but the average Edomite don't understand that y'all have to pay for what y'all have inherited from your forefathers through bloodshed of the Israelites. You got to pay for that. And that was just a blessing, but it also was your curse. Okay? I'm going to go to Genesis 27, and I'm going to start at 38. Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Because this is, when you read the story, those who, who are new waking up that may see this video, when you read the story of Esau and Jacob, okay, Esau sold his birthright, okay, because he came out first. He was the elder. So the birthright was supposed to go to him, but he sold it because through the Spirit, the Most High wanted it to be that way because he wanted Jacob to have it, all right? So he's coming to his father after he realized Jacob got the blessing of the kingdom of heaven, asking his father, bless me too. So let me start over. Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Okay? So he's giving his blessing right now. Verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live. Right. So you're going to live by the sword. All right. You're going to have these so-called white people are going to have the technology of weapons. Okay. They're going to be an expert of modern day weapons. All right. That was going to be a blessing to them. Okay, to have that power through the weaponry and through killing. That's why when they came over here to the Western world and they took over the Indian tribes, all right, Gad, the so-called Native American Indians and other tribes, Reuben, etc., they had the bow and arrow, all right, but they got eventually took over because the so-called white man Esau had the gun. So that was a blessing he got to create the gun. You know what I'm saying? Back then, all the way up to now, and through technology, and through times getting stronger and stronger with technology, he has perfected the gun and perfected weapons. Okay, in that area. So it says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. But remember, before it says, Isaac said that thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. So that devil, that Edomite, has been living good. That's why he said, the Martin, the black guy on there. That's why he told me. He said, y'all white folks been living good for a long time now. Yeah, they have had the fatness of the earth, living good. But now that fat is starting to melt, okay? That fat is starting to melt and it's getting thin and thinner and thinner as these years go by. Now they're getting scared. Because another point that the Edomite said, he said that that he's feared that they're going to become a minority. Okay? You're going to become more than a minority, all right? You're going to become a straight up slave. You and your whole race. Okay? The so-called white man is going into slavery. Okay? Not just him, but since we're talking about him, I'm gonna stay on him. Esau, Edomites, the so-called white race on earth, is about to go into slavery. Ain't no you gonna be just minorities, okay, living like the so-called Negro is living right now in this present day time. No, you're gonna be in chains. Okay, you're going to be in pits. Okay, you're going to get put to death left and right. Straight up judgment on your whole nation is going to be carried out, man. Y'all gonna get punish after punish after punish, torments after torments. That's what's coming for the so-called white man. That's what's coming for them. And the Edomite shows you that the spirit of the so-called white race right now, especially these young ones, is that they sense that they have a sense that their kingdom and their power is dwindling, and their power is about to be over, which it is, according to scripture. All right, point blank, period. All right. Let me move on. Try to make it short. I don't make the video too long. Let's go to see where I'm at. Isaiah 24, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. Right, they're on high. But how did they get on high? By getting that blessing of the sword that Isaac gave Esau. They used the sword, their blessing, to conquer and take over, and to kill and shed blood, to get where they want to go, to get their way, to get rulership over the earth. Okay? So it says, and it shall come to pass that the Lord will punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Right, the rulers. And the main ruler that he gonna judge is Esau. Okay, because that's the one that the earth was given to rule, to have dominion, to have power. Everybody bends down, every power, even every other powers, all right, that may be a little power in the same world, they bend to whatever the so-called white men say. Okay, because at the end of the day, this is Esau's kingdom. This is the so-called white man's world. Period. Okay. Now, another point that I want to go that the Edomite said is that he said that he feels like by 2040, 2050, that's when they're going to possibly start being a minority. No, man. See, the white man want to give himself time and more time and more time because he see that his power is dwindling, but they really don't fully believe that the Lord Yahweh Shai is about to take them down like the prophets of the Lord on the street speak. They really don't believe it because they're proud. They have been so high for so long. They're like, what do you mean, man? They're so proud. The Edomites said that they didn't need us to build America. They didn't need the Israelites to build America. But then they used us to build America. But we didn't need you, though. We didn't need you. Listen, many powers have built themselves up and become great powers without anybody, with themselves. So we could have easily did that. Well, why didn't you do it? Right, because they wanted to use us to build America, which made America great. And those same people made Egypt great. And America is just Egypt all over again. Okay? They use us to death. They use us for our inventions. Okay? So they can take it and act like they so smart and wise, like they came up with it. Okay? They use us for everything. Point blank, period. So that Edomite is just a damn devil, and it shows you that they're liars. Okay, they're here to kill, steal, and destroy, and continue to lie all the way up to the Lord come. The Lord got to come and take them down, man, just to end all this crap. Okay, that's what it's coming to. Okay, so ain't no 2040, 2050, man. America is soon to be destroyed, and it's written all over the wall. The prophecies are speaking. Okay, the prophecies are yelling as they speaking because the Lord is at the door. All right. Also, another point, he said, why would you want to share? He said, why would you want to share? First of all, we ain't no damn African. Okay, I'm tired of these Edomites putting Africa on the Israelites. No, man, we're Israelites. Africans sold Israelites into slavery. Africans did not sell Africans. period. Okay? Okay? The light is in the world. It's been shined. Okay? And the 12 tribes of Israel are waking up. So they can say, Salakia. So the average Edomite can save that African crap. Okay? And whoever else want to pull that crap. All right? But he says, who would want to share? But wait a minute. You said who would want to share? Like it's crazy to share, but then you use us to build this kingdom, but then want to turn around once again and say we didn't need y'all. We should have our own European. Basically, in other words, y'all should get the hell out of here. Just go ahead and just let us have America. Okay? Which America would fall right away if the Israelites just left. America would fall. Okay? So that's see the so-called white man has no logic to his doing of moving forward and actually moving forward rightly. That's why I say the spirit that is within him is not upright, man. It's just a wicked, demonic spirit, a witch spirit that the witchery and the sorcery ain't gonna stop until a higher power just stops it. Okay? And that's what we're running across. Another point. He says that basically basically the immigrants, speaking on Issachar, okay, so-called Mexicans, shouldn't come over here and benefit, but then wait a minute, but then you were immigrants, your forefathers were immigrants coming from the other side of the world all the way to the west, okay, taking over the western side of the world and taking over the Israelites and enslaving them and killing them, okay? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, killing all those by the millions. So y'all were the first immigrants. But see, now, if you notice in that video, he got real red, okay? He got real red when Martin said that, man. Wait a minute, y'all were the first immigrants. He has that spirit like, no, silly. Look, we call the shots. We make the rules. You guys are the immigrants. That's the spirit of a slithery Satan devil. Okay? And that's the spirit he had. They don't want to hear the truth because there's no truth in them because their spirit ain't right. The spirit is just wicked, man. Okay? And they show you that every day. They show you that every day on the news. They show you that they've been showing it since they've been over here, man. That they are just a wicked devil, man. Okay? And there's no right in them. All right? Point blank, period. All right? So, I want to go to, real quick, let's see. Let's go to Isaiah 34, verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." And the sword is talking about the indignation of the Lord, meaning his instrument that he put the spirit in, which you can read in Isaiah 54, 16. The Lord put the spirit in a smith to create a weapon, to bring forth an instrument, a weapon for destruction. So when he said, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven," how is it going to be bathed in heaven? Speaking on them nuclear missiles. When it's shot from one end of the earth to the other, which you can read in Isaiah 13 chapter, from one end of the earth to the other, okay, it's going to be in the heavens, man. It's going to be in the skies high up to eventually drop and destroy. It says, "Behold, it shall come down." So it's going to come down upon Idumea. That's Edom. That's Esau. "And upon the people of my curse to judgment." Right. Curse. Because the seed of Esau, it was created to be a curse overall, because the curse is that though you're going to take over the world through wickedness and through your sword that you was blessed with, it's going to become a curse to you because you are the devil. You was created to be the devil. So when you go down, your life is going to be hell all the way to extermination. Okay? And you can read Esau's extermination in the book of Obadiah. I forgot the verse. Okay? I think around 12th verse, but don't quote me on it. You know, Obadiah is just one page, so you can't miss it. So Esau is a curse because it was only created to rule in wickedness for prophecy's sake, to go in slavery and get paid back and get an epic judgment, all right, and be slaves. And then when the Lord said it's enough of you being slaves and we don't want to see you no more on planet Earth, we're just going to gather all the Edomites together and exterminate you, according to Obadiah. Okay, for all you other people that claim to be Israel that want to save Esau so much, the Lord don't want to save Esau, man. He wants to preserve Esau, okay, enough of the Edomites, okay, for slavery, for payback, for judgment, just to totally annihilate him and exterminate him in front of everybody, man. As an example of who not to be. All right. So though the so-called white race has been the light of the world during their rulership, and people have been fooled and been deceived by their smooth speeches, okay, and their sorcery and bullcrap, they're gonna be the darkness of the world when the Lord comes, because the whole world, okay, all these other nations, these other heathen nations, the Chinese, the Africans, the Arabs, all these other heathen nations are going to look down on Esau, the so-called white race, and say, man, you're a piece of shit. And you made us a piece of shit. We fell for your crap. So they're going to go into the so-called white dove to a dark, slimy witch in a pit that everybody going to want to spit on. All right? Point blank, period. Okay? Now, let's see. Then got a couple more points. Oh, another point, which is probably my last point, one of my last points. The Edomites said, we like to triumph and have greatness, okay? Because we're such a special people. That's us. Like that's in our DNA. We like to triumph. Okay, but you're triumphing and you're ruling and taking over by killing and killing and killing. So though you like to do that, okay, but how are you doing it? You're doing it through the sword. Back to that blessing in Genesis that Isaac gave Esau. That's how you're doing it. Okay? You're doing it through your dominion, through making war. Because you have the weapons, you have the dominion, you have taken over, okay? And you have seduced, while you're killing, you have seduced the world with your smooth words and that I'm innocent, though all your actions show that you're nothing but a devil. So you're nothing but a hypocrite, devil, deceiver. Okay? Let's go to Revelations 18. Okay? Let's see here. I think I want to go. You know what? I'm going to start at 1. That's a good verse to start at. Salaki, trying to find out where I'm at. All right. Revelations 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right, and Babylon, the Great, people, it's becoming more and more normal to say Babylon is America. Okay? Not from the prophets that's been saying it, but I mean from the average person, whether they Israel, whether they white, are starting to say Babylon the Great is America. All right? So that's becoming more normal because this truth is spreading. This truth is spread to the four corners of the earth. It's moving, man. All right? So it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of her wrath. Right? All these nations have been seduced by the so-called white race, by their dumb, non-logical doctrine philosophies of basically just being Satan and being the devil. And these other nations have fell for it. You know why? Because they've seen America get great by Esau's crimes. Okay, the whole world saw us going to slavery. Okay? The Arabs, the Africans played a part in it. Okay? They saw America get great and get built up by us and by our slaughter and our blood. But America, that woman looked it real good to them. All right? And they want to be like unto her. 70 read, verse 3. For all nations had drunk of the wine. The wine is speaking about her philosophies, her doctrines, all the bull sorcery that she's spewing out to the world to believe. Drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Right. They have danced with her, man. They've been having sex with her this whole time while we've been oppressed. While the Israelites been oppressed, they've been having sex with her. All right. And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Right. And my people is talking about the Israelites, man. Not everybody else. Only Israel can be saved, period. Only Israel can be saved. The same people that was saved out of Egypt through the split sea with Moses. That same seed the Lord is coming back for. All right? So come out of her, my people. Now, does that mean get a plane ticket and go to Israel? No, man. Because say you do that, right? And you go to Israel. Okay. If you don't believe in its truth, just because you left Babylon, because you left America, that don't grant you salvation. What grants you salvation is putting your spirit upon his word, upon Yahweh, which is the Most High, Yahweh Shai, which is the Son, okay? And get your mind out of moving forward in this place and understand that it's about to be destroyed, okay? That's what it means by come out of her, my people. That you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not her plagues. Right. You don't receive the judgment that's come upon this place. Because you're here, you're physically here. The majority of our people is in Babylon. Okay? So coming out of her is putting off what you thought was true, putting off what you learned from her, putting off the wine that you have drunk of her, that the same wine that these other nations have drunk, this whole fake American bullshit dream. You free, okay? Though you're still in captivity. All right, that type of demonic doctrine. All right, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Right, they have collected and collected and collected. Okay, sins on top of sins on top of sins. That's why this Edomite in this interview, okay, that's why at times it's getting read, because they know it. Okay, their spirit is not right up in them. Within them, but they still know what they have done on the earth, man. The so-called white race is not walking around here in 2016 not realizing what they have done. They're just running and running and running, and they refuse in their minds. They refuse to ever face it, and they're gonna act like that you're crazy for ever bringing it up. And you should get over it. Get over it. That's your spirit, okay? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Remember her even as she rewarded you, meaning speaking to the Israelites, what the so-called white race have done to us. Esau have done to us, killing us, lynching us, robbing us, raping us, stealing us. Okay? And they're doing the same thing to this day, man. Okay? Trying to lordship over us, you know what I'm saying? Like they're a better people, like they're a pure people, even though while they're doing it, they have already stolen and killed by the millions to get where they're at right now. So it says, reward even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. Right. So in slavery, they're gonna get double. And I can't wait, because I've been meditating a lot of different ways I'm gonna destroy Esau in the kingdom. All right. And and you know, I might do a video on it, man. Just my own meditations. Different ways I'm going to destroy him. All right. It says, in the cup which she had filled to her double. Ooh, and that cup is talking about the cup of judgment, because we drank that cup. You can read that in other scriptures. Israel, the Israelites, the 12 tribes had to drink that cup of judgment for what we did against our power, which put us in slavery, which set it up for us to go into slavery. So now we're going to fill her cup up, but fill it double than what our cup was filled. So double times what they did to us, and then yeah, you start getting real creative. All right. Verse 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. Right. Like that, like the black guy said, the Jake said, okay, in the video, Martin. He said, y'all been living good for a long time. Y'all had a good run. Right. They had a good, deliciously run. Powering over us, having the fattest places of the earth, as that was one of the blessings that Isaac gave Esau. Okay. It says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Okay. In their mind, that's what they say. They shall see no sorrow. All right. And really, sorrow to them is just seeing us even having a good time. Just seeing Israel and their kingdom that they have gotten through killing us, to see the same people that you've been killing have even a little good time, or maybe get a little good job, or maybe have, they don't want to be nowhere close to equal to us. Okay. Let alone paying for what they have done. Okay. Because that's paying, like in their spirit, they so far off, so proud that irks them. That's a type of payment in their minds to see us doing any kind of good in this society. It pisses them off, and it makes them feel like, damn, we're getting equal to them, or they're moving up. Okay, and the two-thirds of our people that reject this knowledge and that believe in this system and that won't come out of her, speaking of Babylon, aka America, they believe that they're moving up. You ain't moving up, man. It's over. America's done. Okay? And the Most High is about to judge this place. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her. Right. She shall be burnt through that nuclear fire, man. That World War III that's going to take place, which was set up just to destroy America, number one. Okay. Most importantly, it was about Babylon the Great, which you read, which I'm in Revelation. It's about Babylon, that great city, that great kingdom, which deceived the other nations. Okay. There's one great nation that was upheld in the world that deceived all these other nations. Okay. You can't get over it. So that Edomite, okay, is really represents all these Edomites and how they think about you. Okay. And basically, if it was up to them, they're never going to be fair. They're never going to correct what they have done. They're going to move forward, and they're going to find more and more ways to try to take more power away from you. The little that we do have, which is none at all, as far as in the world. Okay. They're plotting to see what they can take and take and take. And I ain't even talking about the elite Edomites, these elite white people. We already know they playing. Their New World Order plan. They're playing to microchip you, which is the mark of the beast. But I'm talking about to the everyday Edomite walking around. The average everyday Edomite, okay, they're hoping that their race comes up with something as a whole on the lower levels to really get us back more oppressed like they want us to be. That's why they're so excited for Trump, because they feel like Trump has the spirit to set some things off to really turn the fire up on our asses, man, on the Israelites' asses, and prop them up and put us lower and lower and lower, closer back to how we were back in the day. That's that whole saying, I want to make America great again. Okay, and these so-called white devils love repeating that, because when they say that, they have the image in their brain of us hanging, us getting lynched. You know what I'm saying? Us scared, saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, like a straight monkey slave. Okay, us not being able to read. You know, us being totally in submission and not wanting to move forward in anything and just allowing them to rule over us. Okay? And that's where they want to be at. All right? And last point the Edomite said, I'm gonna wrap it up. He said, y'all shouldn't expect us to like, though we did what we did to you as a people, we shouldn't have to like the judgment, or we shouldn't have to like us sharing America. Though, okay, we were wrong, but still, we shouldn't have to like it. And you know what? And he's right. You so-called white people, you don't have to like it. Okay? You don't have to like when you're in slavery. You don't have to like when America goes down in a great epic destruction, your body's on fire. You don't have to like bow down to the Lord, okay, and bow down to his people, the Israelites, okay? You don't have to like being in the fields, okay? You don't have to like getting pushed off mountains, okay, on a random day just because we feel like it. You don't have to like getting gathered up at the end and getting burnt up, okay, and getting exterminated off the planet Earth. That's what I got. I want to say Tawadi Yahweh Shem Shai for giving me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brothers out there that's doing this truth. Shalom.